so I want to start with a question. What if a tattoo could replace steroids?
That's a loaded question.
Right.
And usually if you opened with that, I'd tell you to lay off the cyberpunk novels. But after looking at what landed on our desk this morning, I'm not so sure.
It sounds completely insane. I mean, usually on this show, we're breaking down, business trends or history, but today's different.
It is.
Today, we are stepping into what feels like a straight-up sci-fi mystery that just leaked into the real world.
Yeah.
We've got this stack of documents, a level 5 confidential dossier from a group called Jane V Future Ventures.
It definitely sets a mood. This is not a press release. It feels like, I don't know, the X-Files meets a Men's Health cover shoot.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. It has that vibe of rogue science, something happening in a basement lab that we are not supposed to see yet. It's this wild mix of advanced biotech and ancient mysticism. The project is called Project A.E.G.I.S.
Pronounced Aegis.
Right, E.G.I.S. And the mastermind is this figure they call Dr. Strange Math.
Which is a spectacular nickname, I have to admit.
Is it?
It sounds like a Marvel villain. But the file treats him with total seriousness, and that's what's so unsettling. This isn't peer-reviewed research. This is internal. It's proprietary.
And the whole idea is that this Dr. Strange Math, the architect, is trying to hack human evolution.
But the way he's doing it is just,
Cool. I mean, maybe scary, but you have to admit it's cool. He's rejecting pills, rejecting needles. He's saying the future isn't chemistry, it's geometry.
Okay, so our mission statement for today is what exactly?
We're going to unpack this dossier. We're going to figure out what the Cinemani protocol is, and we're going to decide if this is the future of sports or just a really dangerous experiment.
And I'll be asking the uncomfortable questions.
Yeah.
Because when you get past the flashy acronyms, this isn't just about a cool tattoo.
No.
It's about a father experimenting on his own son. And that complicates things significantly.
It's a very heavy layer to it. But let's start with the tech itself, because calling it a tattoo is barely scratching the surface.
Pun intended.
Yeah. So A.E.G.I.S, it stands for Aligned Epidermal Geometric Interface System.
Which is a mouthful, but it's a very literal description. It's a system that interfaces with your skin using geometry. But here's the kicker, and the file is really clear about this.
What's that?
It is not ink.
Right. That's the first thing I had to wrap my head around. I hear tattoo, I think needles, pigment. But the file describes a breathable hydrophobic lattice.
Exactly. Hydrophobic means it repels water, and the schematics show it sitting on top of the skin, not inside it. It doesn't penetrate.
The file uses the analogy of a microscopic wetsuit.
That's the best way to think about it. Imagine this incredibly thin wetsuit that's completely breathable but acts as one cohesive layer.
Okay.
But instead of neoprene, it's made of these Sintamani microparticles.
Sintamani. Pronounced Shinju M-A-H Ni.
Right. Shin-2 M-A-H Ni. And this is where Dr. Strange Math starts to bridge that gap between science and, folklore. Geologists call this stuff saphrodite.
I fell down a huge rabbit hole on this. Saphrodite is a tektite, right? So it's basically meteorite glass. We're talking about a suit made of crushed up space rocks.
Essentially, yeah. But he's not interested in them because they look cool. He's interested in their conductive properties. The dossier claims that when you liquefy this stone and arrange it in a specific pattern, this lattice, it becomes a conductor for bioelectricity.
So you have these intricate black patterns running down your arm, across your shoulders.
Yeah.
In the photos in the file, that close-up of shoulder geometry, it looks like a cool tribal tattoo.
From a distance, yeah. But when you zoom in, it's not artistic, it's mathematical.
Smart biogeometry, that's the term they use.
It's not about aesthetics, it's about function. It's like a circuit board. If you draw a circuit on your arm with a Sharpie, it does nothing.
Right, it's just ink.
But if you print that same pattern with a conductive material,
You get power.
you get alignment. The idea is that this second skin just sits there acting as a conduit, a highway for your body's own energy.
Which brings us to how it actually works. Because I can't just slap this on my arm and turn into an Olympian, right?
No.
I can't just sit on the couch and expect to get stronger.
No, and honestly, that's what gives this some shred of credibility for me. Dr. Strange Math actually writes, the armor does nothing if you are lazy.
I love that. No free rides.
It's dormant, it's inert, it needs a specific input to wake up. The file says the Sintamani lattice is piezoelectric.
Okay, so for anyone who skipped physics class, piezoelectric means it generates an electric charge from mechanical stress, yeah?
Correct. We use it in barbecue lighters. You squeeze a crystal, it makes a spark. But here, the stress is bioelectric frequencies. The armor is tuned to activate only when the wearer enters a flow state.
And this is where it gets really interesting. You have to earn the activation. The dossier lists 2 triggers, one for the mind, one for the body.
Let's do the mind trigger first. It says deep meditation, specifically theta waves.
Theta waves.
Yeah.
That's the brain state you're in when you're dreaming. Or right on the edge of sleep.
Exactly. It's a deep trance-like state. It's very hard to achieve when you're awake and moving around.
Right.
Usually when we're working out, we're in beta or gamma brain waves, high alert, high stress. He's asking for something contradictory.
Be physically intense, but mentally in a dream state.
And the body trigger is high-intensity calisthenics, pull-ups, muscle-ups, that kind of thing.
So the theory is when the subject J hits that perfect rhythm on the bar and at the same time sinks into that deep meditation.
His brainwaves shift, his heart rate changes, and the armor detects that specific signature and click, it turns on.
And what happens? Does he start glowing?
The file doesn't mention glowing, no. It says it aligns kinetic energy.
It means what?
It means efficiency, absolute efficiency. It doesn't magically give you muscles you don't have. It's not a steroid.
Okay.
It just makes the muscles you already have 100% efficient.
So normally when I do a pull-up, I'm using, what, 60% of my muscle fibers?
If you're lucky. Your nervous system holds back to protect you. You have energy leaking out, you're swaying, shaking. You're fighting yourself.
And the lattice fixes that.
It acts like a guide rail for your bioelectricity. It forces all the energy to flow perfectly along those geometric lines, so 60% becomes 100.
That is wild. It's like taking the governor off an engine, but for your nervous system.
And that's why the visuals are so striking. You see the prototype, Jay, and he doesn't look like a bodybuilder. He's not puffy.
Wired. That's the word I kept thinking. He looks like a steel cable.
Exactly. And let's talk about Jay, because this is the human element, the prototype.
The sun.
Right. Dr. Strange Math isn't testing this on random volunteers. He's testing it on his own kid.
And that's where your skeptic alarm goes off.
Loudly. The dossier describes Jay as a fitness machine, a calisthenics master, but it also uses the word reluctant.
Yeah, that jumped out at me. He is tired of being the lab rat.
Imagine that. You're this gifted athlete, but your dad is a rogue scientist who sees you as, well, as hardware. The file says Jay is the only human whose physiology can handle the armor.
Why is that?
It implies a genetic component or maybe just a lifetime of the specific training, but it creates this intense pressure. Jay does the work, but the credit goes to the armor, to his father's invention.
There's this photo in the file. It's labeled the blue suit image. We have to describe it. Jay's in a gym, hanging from a bar. The lighting is all moody and cyberpunk blue. And you can see this black geometric web glinting on his skin.
It's a very compelling image. It looks like a promo shot for a movie.
But look closer. Look at the definition on his arms.
Yeah.
That's the geometry working.
The physical results are undeniable. The muscle separation is extreme. It looks like an anatomy chart brought to life. But I look at that picture and I wonder, is he enjoying that power? Or is he trapped by it?
That's the classic superhero problem, isn't it? The burden of the gift.
Except this gift is a removable wetsuit made of space rocks. A removable wetsuit that has attracted some very powerful enemies.
Ah, yes. The antagonists. Every story needs a villain. In this case, the villains are the regulators.
Depending on your point of view, yes. The file names the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, and W, the World Anti-Doping Agency.
And they have preemptively banned Project A.E.G.I.S.
Which is fascinating. Usually a ban is a reaction. Someone wins, they test positive, then the drug gets banned. Here they banned it before it ever showed up.
But how do you ban something you can't test for? The file says the lattice is topical. It's not in your bloodstream. Jay could pee in a cup all day. It'll be clean.
Exactly. It's not a chemical enhancement. It's geometric. So W is stuck. They can't say you have elevated testosterone. They have to classify the geometry itself as a problem.
They called it an unfair natural advantage, which sounds like a total contradiction.
It does, but think about the LZR racer swimsuits from 2008. The full-body shark skin suits.
Oh yeah, Michael Phelps. They smashed all the records.
And then they were banned. The IOC said it was technology doping because the suit did too much of the work.
And Dr. Strange Math is hitting that same wall.
But the Olympic Committee banned it. That means it's dangerous.
See, that's what people assume. That banned means bad for you.
No, they banned it because they can't control it.
That's the counter-argument, and it's a strong one. If you can't detect it, how do you police it? Do you ban all tattoos?
You'd have to. You'd have an official with a protractor measuring the angles on some swimmer's arm. Sorry, that angle is too performance-enhancing.
That's hilarious. But that's where we are.
And Dr. Strange Math knows this. He believes he's just unlocking DNA potential that's already there. He's not adding anything foreign. He's optimizing the interface.
Optimizing the interface.
Yeah.
That makes the human body sound like software.
In a way, that's the transhumanist dream, right? We're just hardware that can be upgraded. But this is softer. It's external. You can take it off.
That's what I like about it. With steroids, you mess up your hormones permanently.
You get systemic side effects, liver damage, heart problems.
Right. But with A.E.G.I.S, you just peel it off. The file says it's completely removable.
Theoretically. But I'd argue that once you've felt that 100% efficiency, going back to being a normal human might feel pretty terrible. The psychological addiction could be just as real.
That's fair. If you had a suit that made you a god, would you ever want to take it off?
Which brings us back to Jay. The file says he's tired. Maybe he's tired of the expectation. When you're the prototype, you lose the freedom to just be mediocre.
And Dr. Strange Math does not seem like the type of dad who accepts mediocrity.
He's an ideologue. He views the whole pharmaceutical approach, pills and needles, as crude.
Crude? I like that. It's like looking at a steam engine when you've invented a fusion reactor.
Exactly. He sees chemicals as a blend instrument. They flood the system. Geometry is precise. It only works where you place it.
And it has this spiritual side to it, with the Cinnamani stone and the sacred geometry.
Well, the stone itself is called the wish-fulfilling jewel in some traditions. It's not an accident he chose that material. He's trying to bridge mysticism and mechanics.
So it's a high-tech magic spell.
Or, as Arthur C. Clarke said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. To the IOC, it looks like cheating. To Dr. Strange Math, it's just better math.
To Jay.
To Jay. It's probably just a heavy burden.
So where does this go? If this is real, could we see a future where every athlete is covered in these patterns?
It would definitely change the look of sports. Imagine the 100-meter dash, but every runner is lit up with glowing, sweat-activated circuitry.
It would look like something out of Tron. I mean, incredible.
It would, but it would also change what we consider natural ability. If I can buy a lattice that makes me 10% faster, does my talent matter less?
But how is that different from buying the best running shoes? Or an aerodynamic helmet? Those are all tech advantages.
That's the gray area. We draw a line somewhere. We say shoes are okay, but springs in your shoes are not. Project A.E.G.I.S sits right on that line. It's external like a shoe, but it enhances physiology like a drug.
And that's why this dossier is so juicy. It's about defining human potential.
And who gets to control it? Don't forget, this is a level 5 confidential file. If this works as well as the photos suggest, it won't stay in the gym. The military will want it.
Oh, absolutely. The super soldier isn't just a nickname. It's a job description.
Precisely. If you can make a soldier tireless who can recover instantly by meditating, that's a weapon.
It's scary, but man, I still kind of want to try it. Just once. To feel that click.
The true believer comes out again. I'll stick to my yoga mat, thanks.
Suit yourself. But we're seeing a shift. For 50 years, enhancement meant biology, chemicals. Now, it's structural engineering for the skin.
It connects back to that idea. Knowledge is valuable when applied. He took knowledge from geology, physics, and meditation and synthesized them.
It's the ultimate cross-disciplinary project. It's alchemy.
It is. But I can't shake the image of Jay. If the son resents the father, if the prototype rejects the architect, the whole system fails.
The tragedy written between the lines. You have the perfect armor, but the knight inside is reluctant.
And that might be the only safety valve, the fact that it requires flow. You can't force flow. If Jay is unhappy or stressed, he can't hit that theta state.
Whoa, I hadn't thought of that. So the armor literally won't work if he's not at peace.
Exactly. Stress creates chaos. The armor needs coherence. So, in a weird way, Dr. Strange Math has to be a good father, or his whole project turns to dust.
That is ironic. To make the super soldier, you have to nurture his soul.
Biofeedback is a two-way street.
Well, we've unpacked the acronym, we've geeked out on the crystals. This file is a rabbit hole, and I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
It definitely leaves you with more questions than answers. Is it safe? Is it ethical? Is it inevitable?
I think it might be. The move away from wet chemistry toward dry physics, that feels like the future.
It's a compelling vision, for sure.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to think about your own workout differently. Are you just moving weight, or are you aligned?
And are you chasing a chemical shortcut, or are you trying to unlock what's already there?
We started this asking if a tattoo could replace steroids. And after all this, I think the answer is maybe. But it changes the entire game.
It changes the rules of the game, certainly.
I'm going to leave you with one final thought, something that stuck with me looking at those intricate patterns on Jay's arm. If Doctor Strange math is right, the future of sports isn't drugs, it's art.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. We'll catch you on the next one.
Stay curious.